Give you guys a POV today on a gloomy, rainy day. We're running about 225 bushel per acre corn average at about 24% moisture. Shelling out super clean. And we are in the Gleaner S98. Windows are a little dirty, but I'm sure you can see fine. Regardless, I'm not getting out to clean them today. And there is a truckload right there. Leaves are starting to dry off a little bit. It rained, I don't know, maybe an hour ago, roughly. This is the last pass of the short rows, then I'll be joining the other combine over there in the split. This is the field we're working. That's what we got left. This combine was just down a couple times over the last week. The rotor gearbox went out, and today is my first full day back after replacing it. Again, that's the end of these short rows. Now I'm going to be going over there to the longer. I'll pick it up over there. Alright, I just drove over to the split. For those of you who don't know, the reason why we do this is so then the grain cart can stay in the middle, and the combine always takes, you know, we run a block inside, so our auger's always to the outside so we can dump. I believe they call it lands in Farming Simulator. If you use Courseplay, I think. I don't know. I haven't played that game in forever, so I'm a little behind, but I think that's what that is. Washout right here. We were just outside of Lake Odessa, Michigan, just a couple miles outside of the town. Just for reference. About another 100 bushel before I have to dump. That's what that alarm was. It goes off at 250 bushel. I can usually fit about 350 bushel in my bin. We have an 8-row corn head. The other combine is directly behind me, about 50 yards probably. He just dumped on the grain cart. So you'll see the benefit of doing the split. If you're not a farmer, you'll see what's efficient about it here in a second. Something squeaking behind my seat today. I'm not sure what it is. But you see the grain cart stays kind of in the center of the two lands. Our augers are always facing the inside here, so he can just pivot around and I can dump. Whoa, he's cutting it close. Skis. He should have just let me go by before he did that, and he would have been fine.
You want to slide up here a little bit?
The tractor's a Fendt 936. Looks like we're gonna be topping them off here. So you just kind of run your piles up as tall as you can. It'll keep kind of spreading out as we go. And then you just change your speed a little bit to get to a different part of the cart. I'll just slow up just a little bit and I'll resume my speed. At this moisture, which is right around 24 or 25, it piles decent. If it's dry, it just slides around and you can't pile it up high. But at this moisture, it's kind of in between. It slides, but yet it still piles decent, as you can see. Just got to be careful not to run it off the back of the cart. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. I just had to pick up some speed so I don't spill. And we'll call that good. And it was good timing because we have this washout here, and I would have been leaning, my auger would have hit his cart right there probably, because the combine leaned over like that. Those are the type of obstacles you have to watch out for. Both as a grain cart operator and the combine. You always got to be looking out, and being on your toes is important. It's yielding right around 250 through this area of the field. I ran a lot of poor headlands over in the other field right across this ditch, so my average is a little lower. Corey's is probably a little higher. And so it's probably somewhere in between. Once we do the scale tickets and the math on it, I'm sure it'll fall right in between what mine says and his says. I'm at 225 average, and I would guess he's probably more like 230 or 240, maybe. So I would just assume it's probably in that 230 bushel to the acre average if I had to guess. It's kind of what it seems like to me, also just by how fast I'm getting full, and you get a feel for it over the years, at least to be able to ballpark it. I'm not saying I'm right on the money or something. But our monitors are fairly accurate. We calibrate them. And then even after calibration, we'll check them against our scale tickets to see how close we are. And whoa, the wind has picked up. That can make you dizzy. We call this farm Bipley's. We typically name our fields after the original owner's family name. You know, their last name. For the most part, that's how it goes on our farm anyways. Sometimes it might be just the previous owner's name, but a lot of times we like to take it back to, you know, the original owner's name. I'm not sure what other farms do. Each field is assigned a field number and all that too. So we could do it by field number, but we like doing it by the names. Grain cart straight ahead of us, if you can see it, dumping in the semi, and then you'll probably see him flying by us here to go get the other combine. Or maybe he'll come to me first, I'm not sure. So I am about half loaded right now, just over half. If we really pile the grain cart up, we can get 11, maybe 1,200 bushel in it. Maybe. Just kind of depends. It's got to be a pretty big pile to be that many bushel though. And then legally our trucks can haul, the two bigger ones haul 1,000 bushel. And the smaller ones about 800, maybe 850. So as long as we get a good load on the grain cart, he can fill a truck in one dump, which just makes it efficient. Man, we are powering out. And it looks like we're about to be full at the same time. So I'll try to get a little bit off here. I won't be able to empty out. And then we'll send him over to the other combine here. You can't always get empty. Sometimes you gotta just shut it off, send them to the other machine. If you can, you try to get enough off to where you can run long enough for him to empty out, and then I'll finish the cart off when it comes back to me. It's kind of a little dance. Some fields it takes a little bit to figure it out, but we usually do. I kind of judge it. If I can get this part of my window will start emptying out first, like right now I'm starting to see some daylight. If I can get to that point, by the time I send him to the other combine, he can usually empty out before I'm full. So I'll send him right now. Yeah, go get Corey. And it should work out pretty good. I'm sure every farm does it slightly differently. I don't know. We've kind of figured out our own strategies over the years. So he's already dumping. I run an auto steer sensor, but sometimes I'm on a spray track, like right there. The sprayer ran over some corn, so I had to take over so it didn't try to steer me off course here. To the washout. Yeah, this is the day of a combine operator. Just a lot of back and forth, around and around. You're always full during corn, it seems like. Here comes the grain cart. And I still have a decent amount of room. I could have went maybe another couple 100 yards or so. Kind of hard to tell sometimes. probably will have to navigate that washout while I'm dumping this time, I think. I'm not sure if it comes this far north or not. But our grain cart operator skis, he kind of pays attention. He usually hollers on the radio as we're getting close to him. What I typically do is I'll shut off my auger, my unload, let him pass through it, and then I pass through it behind him. So we don't have to worry about a collision of any kind. Gear loaded. It's a pretty good load there. Almost ran some off the back. It happens sometimes, for sure. We have bigger tractors, like bigger horsepower tractors we could throw on that grain cart. But this particular tractor has a reverse fan on it, on the radiator, and that comes in pretty handy for corn. So the tractors don't, the screens don't plug up with the bees wings, and they can overheat a little bit on you, run hot. So we try to keep that one on the grain cart as much as we can. Yeah, just wanted to bring you guys along for a ride again. Thought I'd just talk a little more strategy this time, in case you're unfamiliar with how the farmers do things out here in the field. You can probably see the grain cart dumping. It's helpful when the semis park in the middle of our split too. So then the grain cart just pulls right up, dumps, and he's right back on track and inside the split. Here comes another truck. We're at the 23-minute mark, so I'll take you on one more trip around the field here. One more down and back. So you can get one more dump in and so we will have to re-split the field here. We're out of rows over there. So I'll be counting rows after I get to the end, unless he dumps off in a semi right now and splits it, which he may. I'm not sure what he's gonna do yet. Kind of looks like he's gonna come in behind me. So he's full right now, and I don't have a lot of room left either, so that could be the sign of a good yielding corn for sure. These are not super long passes by any means. And they're not short either, but plan ahead. I'm starting to tilt downhill slightly, which can make the corn run out of my bin and onto my roof, so I gotta be kind of careful about stopping here. Trying to come to a very slow stop. I did not hear any spillover onto my cab yet. It happens. We call it cab corn. Okay, they're coming up behind me. I'm getting closer here, so I'm just kind of watching in my mirror. When he shuts off his auger, I'll get my machine going again. But we do have that washout to contend with, I think. It's not real deep, but if I'm going to be leaning, how's that washout look where we're gonna cross?
Lower up, but I'll just move away a little.
Well, he thinks we'll make it through, so while dumping, but I'm gonna be ready with my thumb on the right buttons just in case. If I have to, I'll shut it off and then bump my auger back so it gets higher. Yeah, I think it's all right. I don't think I'm really gonna lean all that much. He's actually leaning towards me. So we'll see. I did get down in there a little bit, but nothing dangerous that would damage anything. But I am gonna spill some, just a little bit. Just peel off to the left when we get at the end. I'm just gonna kind of have them peel off that way. I can finish dumping. Corey can start counting rows.
I didn't make that.
I have no idea what he just said.
Go to the left when you get to the end of that. Run, count these over here.
But yeah, I'm gonna probably end this POV here.